Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kirby Planet Robobot commentary. In the last part, we beat up King DDD, but it's okay. It's the Clone Saga, so it doesn't matter. And
Which one is Scarlet DDD?
Oh god. So, okay, this is Axis Arc, which means that we spell Progra. I wonder what the word is going to be if we spelled out Progra.
Prograd. He's going to school to get his graduate degree.
Kirby's getting his PhD. Oh,
he's
good for him.
He's finally going to school.
Good for him.
So this must take place after Kirby Fighters, because remember, he can't read in Kirby Fighters. So we got to keep the lore consistent.
Oh, okay. Is there anything in Kirby Fighters that would like contradict that lore, though, that it takes place before Robobot? Okay.
Besides Kirby not knowing how to read, no.
Okay.
Kirby Fighters has like the least implications out of any Kirby game in the last 10 years. There's like no crazy final boss or anything like that. There's nothing.
So it's just like Meta Knight and DDD were a dick one day, I guess?
Yeah. They have special masks for both of them, even though Meta Knight wears a mask already. But there's no implications behind the masks as far as I know.
What's that joke from Naruto that behind his mask is another mask?
Yeah, the filler episode where they're trying to figure out what's under Kakashi's mask and what he looks like.
That's actually one of my favorite jokes in the SpongeBob movie, is when you first see Dennis and he's examining something on the ground, he takes off his sunglasses and there's another pair of sunglasses underneath it. Like, that shit's funny.
I just think of that, the wrestling gif of Sting wearing a Sting mask, takes it off. It's the same.
That's right. Yeah.
Mater Glory in the Dexter's kind of like side content also did that.
What are you pointing at? There's supposed to be a secret there, goddammit. Sorry.
Is this the first time we're seeing Haltman in game?
Yeah. I believe so.
Oh boy, it's Pope Kirby.
Yeah, all hail the Pope Kirby. I think this is the first time we see what he looks like. There might be like a picture of him somewhere else. I'm not really sure though. I haven't been paying attention.
Now I'm just picturing a version of Fire Emblem 3 Houses where instead of Rhea, it's Kirby. And that's literally the only difference. Make it happen, Modder.
So it would get so Kirby would get a special swimsuit PNG for the mobile game.
Yeah, obligatory fan service DLC. You know, they'd Photoshop an image of a curtain over Kirby's butt because we can't have that in the Western version.
Just clouds over Kirby.
That's still the weirdest implication of the special event costumes for the characters in Fire Emblem. Here it's just like, oh, you have Byleth and Rhea in like bikinis and stuff. I'm like, then you realize, oh wait, one's a teacher and one's the Pope.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that it was weird that you could end up dating the students in Fire Emblem 3 Houses, because even if there is a time skip and they're both adults now, that's still like a no-no. If you talk to any professor ever, you're not supposed to date your students.
That's the thing. Like,
I mean, it's weird. It's weirder in Fates when it's like kind of family.
Listen,
like
this is the thing I hate about Fire Emblem Fates. Oh, go to Hokkaido. We're your real family. We're not actually your real family, so we can have sex and have kids now. It's like, oh, fuck that.
That goes awfully close into step family porn.
Yeah, no, it is basically step family porn in Fire Emblem Fates.
You don't wake up your significant other by just blowing in their face.
Blowing on their face.
The thing that kind of stops it from being weird in 3 Houses is that you literally can't do the romance scene at all until like after the game ends. So
yeah.
The war's over. It's 5 years later.
I mean, I prefer that. I don't think Fire Emblem really needs the romance stuff that much. It was fine in Awakening because new thing.
It wasn't entirely a new thing. It was in Genealogy, which is kind of where it comes from.
In Fire Emblem 7, like Lynn can end up being the mother of Roy if your support with a specific character ends up being her best one.
I don't mind when you can make the characters like date or whatever. Also, secret in the secret. Ooh. Oh yeah, Howroom.
Ooh.
I don't mind when you can make the characters date or whatever. I don't think you need to make them have kids and then have those kids be playable characters. Because the baby dimension is still like one of the stupidest things in any video game I've ever seen.
For sure. At the very least, 3 Houses doesn't do that.
Yeah. But like, I don't think that you need to make Fire Emblem a dating sim, but I think it makes sense to have some characters be able to marry some other characters, you know.
Echoes, like the Shadows of Valentia, didn't have any dating stuff, and that's the best one. Wow. Of the modern ones, I would say.
No, Awakening's
No.
better than Shadows over Valentia. I'm sorry.
I know. I think we had that discussion.
Yeah, I just listen. I didn't think the towns or dungeons added anything, and the maps were terrible. So it's just like I wasn't having.
We
fun.
been over
Awakening
that.
is still fantastic.
Yeah, you know,
So-
I have
Honestly,
a personal...
though, the best Fire Emblem game on the 3DS is Codename Steam. Everyone, please play Codename Steam.
I
I bought it for $2.
Yeah, I know, and it's the best $2 you'll ever spend.
I have a strong preference for Three Houses, but even I will recognize that it has some weaknesses that kind of hold it
Three
back.
Houses was good, but the daily life stuff was a little too repetitive, I thought. Once you got into a groove of knowing how you wanted to spend your week, you just kind of did that over and over again before you did another mission.
Isn't that the same thing kind of as Persona, though, where you just do
Yeah,
this?
and I just think Persona's daily life was stronger. Three Houses is still good.
Also, Persona gives you like 1,000 different things you can do versus Three Houses. Like
in Persona,
four different
it's
things.
in Persona, it's more a matter of managing your time so that you can try to get everything you want to get in. Whereas in Three Houses, there are those specific activities that eat up your activity points for a given day, but other than that, you can just do a bunch of stuff in the monastery.
Persona was also like, you have 1 month to do this mission, and the mission takes like 2 days, but it's like, just do it whenever you can. Fire Emblem had a stricter time limit, so it was like, now is strictly free time, now is strictly mission time.
The ultimate flex in Persona 4 and Persona 5 is to get the entire dungeon done in 1 day.
Damn right.
So satisfying. But like in Persona 5, like every individual day is itself an activity points. So you wind up trying to maximize your calendar use, basically.
So what you were seeing there is my true arena strats. Basically, hide in a corner and take pot
Just cheese
shots
'em.
until you win.
Like I did in Pinnacle Station, also known as the reason I'm not sad to see it go in the remaster.
What's Pinnacle Station?
Pinnacle Station is this god-awful DLC for Mass Effect 1 that was basically just arena challenges in the game with the terrible combat system.
Okay.
Did you remember to use the cannon for that one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it terrible because you
well,
just forgot to use?
It doesn't have the moon
cannon,
buggy in
or-
it, so it was...
Oh, okay. Well, no, then you can't possibly.
But like, Pinnacle. The reason I bring it up is because the remaster that's coming out in May doesn't have Pinnacle Station in it. And it's the one DLC that they couldn't bring back because the source code was corrupted at some point somehow. Apparently, we've known about.
Oh
this.
yeah, corrupted.
No.
It's cold away.
Apparently, we've known about this since the PS3 port of Mass Effect 1, which didn't have Pinnacle Station in it either. They just flat out couldn't redo it.
I mean, I don't mind arena challenges in some games. It depends entirely on the strength of the combat. For example, I really like the Pit of 1,000 Trials in the second Paper Mario game. But in Super Paper Mario, I don't like the Pit of 100 Trials very much. And that game has 2 Pits of 100 Trials, and you have to do the second one twice, and then there's also the tournament area after that. So it's just like...
The Sammer Kingdom.
Yeah, God.
There's 2, and you have to do the second one twice. Just feels like the developer's laughing at you.
Super Paper Mario is frustrating because it's like it's got so many parts of it that are among the best of any of the Paper Marios, but the majority of it feels like a slog going back to it.
Yeah, I played it last year for a video because the people, like, this was before Origami King, people were just talking about, like, oh, this was, like, and it's a very controversial game. Some people say it's great, some people say it's not. I think it's just a lot of nostalgia because the story is really good, but that is only, like, a small subset of a lot of the garbage the game puts your way.
The gameplay itself is just kind of eh.
Super Paper Mario is a game that I've played, that I enjoyed playing, and that I am really happy that I played and has a lot of great moments, but I never want to play it ever again.
Super Paper Mario has the distinction of being a memorable and good Wii game, though. So,
I think that the Wii has a lot more. I was talking about this on my stream last night. I think the Wii has a lot more good games on it than many hardcore gamers kind of give it credit
100%.
for.
It's my favorite it's my favorite Nintendo console.
It does.
Oh, wow,
but
really?
Yeah.
That's. I don't think
Okay,
I'd go
'cause there's
that
a ton of
far. I'd say if we count backwards compatibility, I would say the 3DS is my favorite.
It does
mean, that's also fair.
it does have more good games than it's given credit for, but it still has less than other consoles of its time. So,
But but there's
I'd
so many
say
games.
that's debatable.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those games from the other consoles have also been ported over. The Wii still has its own share of unique games that you can't find anywhere else that take advantage of
Like
the
Galaxy
controller
2.
and stuff. Like Galaxy 2, yeah.
I was hoping to do this last year, but it couldn't happen because of what is the thing that the Game Grumps call it in order to not get flagged by YouTube? The Backstreet Boys reunion tour, I think is what they call it.
Never.
Basically, like I was hoping to do a lot of retro game shopping, and by retro I mean Wii, because I think that there's a lot of Wii games that I haven't tried. Like I think Ant, was it you that talked about like Mushroom Men on the Wii?
I love Mushroom Man. It's like a C grade 3D platformer that deals with small scope.
Yeah, and Deadly Creatures is also a game that I've been meaning to play on the
I
Wii
love
for
Deadly
forever.
Creatures. It's so dumb, but I love it. It's a scorpion with wrestling finisher moves. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just like you play as a scorpion and you beat up a tarantula. Like that's awesome.
It's
You know.
great.
It's like one of my favorite gaming experiences that I had was I played Muramasa the Demon Blade on Wii like 6 years after it came out. And it's like I love this game. And I mean,
It was great.
granted, the Wii version isn't the best version of that game. You want to get the
Vita,
PS.
but it's the other one's on Vita.
Yeah, it's like, why would I want to buy a Vita, man?
Until Zack and Wiki gets ported anywhere, the Wii will forever be worthwhile.
Okay, so here's a controversial statement.
Oh,
I
God.
tried to play Zack and Wiki. I tried to like it. I really did. I couldn't. So here's the thing.
It's always something with you.
Okay. I mean, granted, the game was legitimately very funny. Like during the tutorial where you're falling off out of the sky, and then like you're using the umbrella to float down, and then Wiki's like, okay, and now you press the B button, and then you close the umbrella and start falling again. Like that legitimately made me laugh out loud. But I don't
that game
know.
was great.
Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for a point-and-click adventure game, but it wasn't catching me, unfortunately.
That's fair.
Wiki's also just such a dick. Like he is such a dick.
He is. He's a good companion though to Zack being just quiet and ambitious.
Wait, so
What?
Zack and Wiki, Jack and Dickie Daxter, are they the same game?
Yeah.
That was a stretch even for you.
Look, I'm the one trying to make.
The sweet life of Zack and Wiki.
Oh
God. You see, are we trying to connect with those kids? Because that's before even my time. I mean, after. Even
I don't
my
know.
time.
I don't know if the kids are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, man, the sweet life of Zack and Wiki. That's great." Now we're relatable.
I mean, I don't know what the kids are watching on TV these days.
They're not. That's. There you go. That's the
Oh,
answer.
okay.
The answer is not. They're just watching.
Watching
They're
us.
watching-
They're
they're
watching
watching
us on the
Yeah,
internet
they're-
right
yeah,
now.
they're-
No, they're too busy
us.
watching other people play Fortnite.
When's the BrainScratch Fortnite commentary? That's how we do it.
Never.
Oh, do you
damn.
want to volunteer to record Fortnite story mode?
Fortnite story mode.
There's no point.
Oh well, I mean, if we're the commentary channel that obstinately like needs to record the single player of these sorts of things. Like if we ever do a Call of Duty game, we're gonna just talk about the single player and never mention the multiplayer once, because that's just the kind of assholes we are, you know.
To be fair, I find there more merit in recording a story mode in a Call of Duty than Fortnite.
I mean, granted, I like marginally so, yeah, but the Call of Duty
Yeah.
audience on the whole does not really care that much about the campaign.
Not even then. Like if we're just talking about viewer retention, it would tank on this channel.
Oh, yeah, because we're not a Call of Duty channel.
That's not our audience. Yeah, that is not our audience at all.
It's always really interesting looking at that stuff.
Zack and Wiki, though.
Oh, nobody would watch the Zack and Wiki commentary because there are 5 people who've played Zack and Wiki for even a little bit, and 2 of them are in this commentary right now.
No one else from Capcom who made it. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
They didn't play test their own game.
does anyone else here remember me? I didn't think so.
I have that game.
Every time I hear the name "Remember Me," I just think of the dude from Metroid Other M.
Remember me? No, we have no idea who you are.
No.
Look, he was the only likable character in that whole game. All right.
We share
true.
the same name. There is an Anthony in the Metroid universe, so I'm set.
It is also a little weird to have a character just named Anthony in the Metroid universe. It's like, oh, hey, Frank.
I get representation.
Really? I mean, Adam's pretty generic.
I mean, Adam is fairly generic, but it's generic in the kind of way that makes it kind of universal because it's a Bible name, you know? So it's like one of those things that I feel like crosses stuff, whereas like Anthony is just like, well, first off, he's the ant dude, but so
Thank you.
I'm trying to establish a different Anthony so he doesn't get upset. But there's also
The name
like,
Anthony is just weak. Who the hell would name their kid Anthony? That's gross.
I think what Ted is getting at is that Adam is the name of the first human in the Bible. Anthony is the name of that kid who lived down the street when you were 4 years old.
Yeah, you know, he didn't. He said, "Hey, man, can I borrow your copy of Super Mario World?" and never gave it back. That's Anthony from down the street.
Is that how I got my copy of the game?
We'll see you next time.